Hello, my name is Kyle Kosigian, and I'm a second-year MBA at Tuck and a Center for Digital Strategies MBA fellow at Tuck. I'm pleased to welcome Matt Murphy, who's joining us as the Senior Vice President of Digital Video Distribution for Disney and ESPN networks. Welcome to Tuck, Matt, and thank you for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
My first question, just to start, what have been the biggest challenges in digital media over the last 3 years?
Boy, there have been many. From my side of the table, Kyle, my responsibilities are distribution of our content across multiple platforms, and so digital, all things encompassing there, has been exciting. I think there's been challenges in terms of how you monetize content digitally, primarily through the internet. Spent a lot of time on that over the last few years. As you get a little deeper into it, I think companies in general are now trying to figure out how to take advantage of social media and the vast network and connectivity that now brings to companies such as Disney or ESPN or any company really. Is how do you work with the social media and connect deeper with your consumers? So I'd say monetization and the marketing side have been quite challenging.
Yeah, so you mentioned monetization, especially since you work on both the television and the mobile side. What do you see as the best form of monetization? I know the advertising models out there, the subscription model. Where do you see it going?
You know, I'm a big believer in the bundled subscription. You know, people are looking for value. And if you take a look, for example, what's going on right now on television with the advertising campaigns between AT&T and Verizon, it's about coverage and service. And I think that's a little bit of a mini arms race, if you will. At some point, great coverage is great coverage. And I'm not sure the consumer will really be able to tell. For example, if you look at high-speed data as another example, does the consumer really understand what 100 megabits downstream is versus 6? I'm not sure if they know what is adequate for their needs. So I think what people really ultimately buy is value. It's the content, it's the brands, it's the services that are offered on those technologies. So they're less inclined to buy technology because those things ultimately even out. They're looking for added value. And so when you look at how we create content, there's a lot, the economics in there require us to do a lot of different things. Obviously generate revenue so we can invest that back into the brands and the content to acquire rights or create movies or what have you. And so I think that ultimately the pendulum now is moving from where it was bundled subscription. Now it's kind of about all you can eat data plans. Now all the extra value added services are being moved out of those data plans you see with the proliferation of applications and apps on, for example, the iTunes store. Now you're getting into wars about coverage. I think inevitably the pendulum will swing back the other way because at the end of the day, the best value for the consumer is ultimately in the bundled subscription where they can get the widest variety of content, the widest variety of services at the best price. It just can't be done necessarily on an a la carte basis or an ad-supported basis.
Okay, that makes sense. So you talked a little bit about content. With the emergence of digital consumption, with the Hulus and the streaming, has there been a change in the strategy of content acquisition, especially for a company like ESPN that really is a content acquirer versus somewhere like Disney and ESPN to a bigger extent now more of a content development? Has there been a big change in the negotiation for TV rights and also getting digital rights? I know it's kind of a...
No, I understood. Look, we, the example I'll use with ESPN is also applicable to Disney Channel and ABC as well, where those networks were born as television networks. That was the business. But technology and platforms have emerged so that our consumers are now expecting to access, whether it be stats or clips or the shows themselves or the full games themselves on different platforms now, wherever they are. So we talk about and evangelize the best available screen. So clearly being in a home on a 60-inch high-definition television set, watching the NBA Finals, for example, or Hannah Montana is great. But not everyone has that opportunity on a 24/7 basis. They have to do things like go to work or commute or go to school or go to soccer practices and things like that. And so if your best available screen is a computer screen at work or a laptop on a train or a phone while you're out and about shopping or what have you, we want to be able to connect with folks. And you want to take advantage of the platforms, the capabilities of those particular platforms. So whether it's a one-way broadcast or two-way text messaging, alerts, accessing the web for game casts or updates on Lost or be able to communicate with friends, we want to be on those platforms. And so when we go to acquire rights, we are not in the television business anymore. We are in the multi-platform business. And so deals just are not being done anymore on a one-off basis looking to acquire just television, because that's not what we are and what we do anymore.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to shift a little bit towards the mobile side.
Sure.
Where do you see the mobile content going, and what is Disney and ESPN's strategy to pursue this market?
All of our networks and brands have been in the mobile business now for several years, half dozen years or so. And we even launched our own mobile service, our MVNO, that we learned a lot of lessons from. And we've gotten back to our bread and butter, which is create content, distribute content, sell and market around that content to serve our customers and our fans. We are very excited about the mobile platform. If you think about it, the audience size is 2.5 times the size of our television audience. There's 260 million people in the U.S. who have mobile phones. Now, not all of them are video enabled, but they have things like text messaging and alerts and access to mobile web, so that when you look at an audience and a company that creates content, you want to reach your audience. And it's a great thing to be right there with them no matter where they are. People are carrying these phones around everywhere. And so if we can then be right there with them and not just in the living room or not just at work or what have you, that is a great opportunity for us. So we're very involved in the mobile space. We continue to program appropriately for it. We're learning what works and what doesn't work. A lot of folks are trying to figure out, is it clips or is it long-form shows, or is it mobile web or is it alerts? And we're learning. We're very pleased with where we are and the products and services we've developed for mobile, whether it be mobile web or applications or video content or live streams of content. All of it seems to be resonating with the consumers, and it just is only the awareness and the usage continues just to increase dramatically.